We are at Blind Pass today, which is on the south end of Kice Island. It's a Wednesday right after Easter, and season is done. So there's a few boats out here. A number of shelling boats have stopped by. There's two other boats. You can kind of see them in the background, and there's our little no-see-em. But the weather today, 81 degrees, awesome. Very, very nice out. Water's warming up. Water's fairly flat today. I think the seas are at 1 to 2 feet. I see a few white caps going out from Blind Pass, but that's mostly because of the current, because the tide is going out. And there's, if you can see Maria floating. I asked her if she had her cell phone because she was getting out there in the current. I thought she was headed to Cuba. But been a great day here. So Blind Pass, again, south end of Kice Island. I'll give you an overhead shot. You can see it's probably, I don't know, maybe it's a mile all the way through Blind Pass. And then you're back in the backwaters and you can head up towards Goodland to the right, or back to Dickman's Island on the left and Caxambas Park. But a number of fishermen come through Blind Pass because, and here's one coming up right now, come through Blind Pass because the fishing's good because of the current. And then right outside of Blind Pass, there's some big shoals, and it's on the left and right-hand side. So when you come into Blind Pass, you know, you just about a half mile out, just kind of center up and come straight for the middle, and you'll be okay. But a lot of the guys, a lot of the fishing captains have the shallow draft boats, and they can pretty much do what they want. They know what they're doing. I don't really know what I'm doing out here. We've taken all the classes from the Coast Guard, and we've been out here for a couple years now, but that does not make me as knowledgeable as the local guides and a lot of people that grew up here, obviously. But I will tell you this, when you come into Blind Pass, you'll come in immediately here by the beach. It's got like a divot and goes back, and that's where most boats like to go, where you see them now, because it's just out of the current. And you don't need a stern anchor or anything like that. So we've got a small power pole on the back of ours, but it is a nice ride through here. And it's, and if I remember right, it's in the 7 to 10 foot range, maybe out there. I probably had that wrong. Don't listen to me. And then you can see a fishing boat out here, and he's anchored just outside the pass. Take a look at this. These are the baby conch shells. I think that's what they are. But there must be a couple hundred here. And there's a shelling tour headed back to Goodland. Season is over. 2 weeks ago, I was talking to a friend who is in the service industry at a nice restaurant. And I said, is it slowing down? He said, it's done. Season is done. And I noticed we had to take a couple small trips. We got back right before Easter. And on the Saturday before Easter, I was riding my bike down the shared use path on Collier, and it was busy as heck. There were lines trying to get into the parking lot of South Beach, and the turtle lot was absolutely full. I did the same ride on Sunday, and there was nobody. Everybody left town Easter afternoon. So it was a busy weekend, sort of ramped up. I think the season slowed down and ramped up for Easter, and now it is completely over. We came out of Caxambas Park today. Plenty of parking spaces for boats. We're the only one at the ramp at the moment. There's one gentleman coming in a really large boat. You know, we've just got a little 15-foot Boston whaler that I keep in our garage. And so it was a great day. I haven't been out in almost a month, only because of the travel. And then it's been real windy here the last number of weeks. And, you know, the seas are like, 3 to 4 feet is what they predict. And the backwater areas, they say, moderate chop. And that's beyond the scope of our little boat. But today was the first day where it said there's going to be 5 to 7 knot winds, seas 1 to 2 feet, and smooth bay and inland waters, and that's perfect. So we came out, and we've been out here for a number of hours already, and it's a perfect day out here on Kice Island. We came down. First, we went in front of South Beach, kind of just, floated there for a little bit, checking out the sights. South Beach had a number of people on it. I was surprised it still looked a little busy, not season busy, but a little busy. And then we headed south. So I've got some friends coming this weekend. We're going to take them shelling down here to Kice Island. So I was doing a little recon action. And yeah, so season's over with. It's nice. Nice and slow on Marco now. I love the season, to be honest, because I like to see everybody coming back and enjoying Marco. People that own properties that come for the entire season, and then even the tourists. The only thing I don't like is the traffic, and I don't think anybody likes traffic no matter where they're at. So that's just the way that is. But it seems like in the summer when it gets really slow, maybe you want a few more people around, and all of a sudden the season starts and ramps up. And then by the time you're tired of people and the traffic, then it ramps back down. So you sort of have the best of both worlds. And that's kind of how I see it. And I know there's people that hate season. But you know what? If there was no such thing as season, there might not be, the incorporated city of Marco Island. Who knows? We were just in here in the sea tow boat. I don't know if you can see him back there. He came racing out of Blind Pass, so he must have been in Goodland. But I don't think he's addressing anything. He had the little warning lights on. I don't see anything being addressed out there, so everything's looking good. There's a number of boats out, but it's nothing like it is during the season. And I just skipped Marco River, Big Marco River today. That's why we went down to Caxambas. So the 951 boat ramp is coming along really, really nice. And I've got a video. The one before this one was the latest update. You can see that. That's got a lot of really nice close-up shots of the construction for those that are, into that. A lot of people aren't. But I do get some comments on it. And a lot of the fishing captains really appreciate the updates on those, on the construction of the ramp. Because guess what? They want to get back to the 951 ramp. We actually use the 951 ramp quite a bit ourselves, and love that ramp. And it's going to be even nicer now because it's going to have docks. And look who's out here on Kice Island. Oh, somebody's living their best life. What? What's his name or her name?
Hazel.
Hazel? Hi, Hazel. Did you find any good shells, Hazel?
No, not so much.
How about you guys?
Not really, just like.
Okay, cool. Have a great day. Yeah, then have found some fighting conch shells. Those are the little ones, I believe. And Hazel, the dog's living his best life. He's been out here for a couple hours already. I saw him walk north, and now they came back south. Now they're headed north again. We haven't been out to Blind Pass in about a year, maybe. So I wanted to make sure, or actually just check it out, see if everything was pretty much the same. And it is. Last year we were here, there was a turtle nest right at the end here on the beach. And this beach is really nice. It doesn't get too crowded. It's a little dirty with pin shells right now. You can kind of see those on the ground. So must have been a wind. It has been windy. And my understanding is when the wind picks up, that's when the pin shells come out in full force. But normally it's pretty clean out here. Last year that sea turtle nest was here, and they had the cage around it so no predators could get at it and or people. And we actually got here right after the turtle laid the nest, because you could see the fin marks for the turtle doing the climb up and the climb out. So that was interesting. And right now is the beginning of turtle season. a lot of the islands, like the shoal south of Cape Romano, and I saw the little island just across from Caxamas. They've got all that roped off, and they've got the signs out because it is birding season, nesting season, and also turtle season. So there's some areas that you just can't go this time of year. So that'll push the boats to some different islands. I know Rookery Bay said no more camping up in Rookery Bay with the exception of like the Keewaydin area. Maybe there's a Keewaydin Island, and maybe there's another little area that you can. And yeah, so, you know, I'm not much of a sheller. There's a really pretty shell right here. The reason I'm not a sheller is I'm too tall to bend over so many times. I guess I could use one of those little rakes, but I probably don't have the patience. But I'm going to save that one. That's a beautiful shell. I hope you've enjoyed the view. This is Tom, Maria, and the no-see-em. And we'll see you in the next video.